reading about them not too long ago and haven't seen them. And I just tell you, God is so good.
Yeah.
Because I told her, I said, you know, you've seen a lot, you've been through a lot, but God gives all of us stories, and we're supposed to use them. And we just gotta pray for her that she can touch some lives, and she'll be a blessing.
Amen. And we go get her to get her brother back in church. We after your brother. He let us get him on the van, then he gets his license, and we done lost him now. We get him back. Miss Betty had her surgery, and she is at home recovering. In fact, I think she texted Lisa last night when no I was going to be here. I'm not sure I am. Are you going to be here? She ain't here.
I don't know what she's going through. She's
Hannah just texted me also, and she got staples in her elbow. They just did an x-ray on her shoulder, and she hasn't broke anything.
Good.
She's at going home.
Who's that?
It's a Hannah. She fell, getting on the shower this morning.
She called and let us know. So, thank the Lord, got to go down to the hospital. And as soon as I walked in, you know what? She was smiling from ear to ear. She's a lot tougher than your preacher. Saw her elbow. She's going to get some stitches in her elbow. Did you say that? Am I repeating what you said? But anyhow, she was fine. She knew she was going to be fine, getting ready to get x-rays. And I was really trying to get Logan to come. I ain't sure I'm going to get up. But Logan wasn't going to go anywhere. Logan was there with his mama. He wasn't going to go anywhere. But that's part of this life. Yeah, you've seen crazy. You've been a part of crazy. You've been crazy. We all are crazy. Abraham's crazy. Sarah's crazy. What you're reading in the Bible, these folks, they just as crazy as you are. Do some stupid stuff. Rebel against God and know we're doing it in the process, but we still do it. But he's still pursuing them. Now, what just happened in this story, the worst thing that happened, you might be, oh, Lord, have mercy. She done gave her mate to Abraham, her own husband, to sleep with somebody. Yeah, that's exactly what just happened. And Abraham did it. He didn't even pause, didn't even hesitate. He's like, all right. And you know what? I'm sure he had a pretty good time that night. I'm sure he did. And she could see. He's an old man. He's still fertile. She could see. She's going to have a baby. There's consequences to our actions. Could God have jumped in there? He could have taken them out just like that. No, he stepped back. Okay, your plan B is better than my plan A. You're not going to trust me with everything. And some of us is just at that place. We starting to trust. That's why you're here this morning. And you're going to trust him with your eternity. Because he's opened your eyes. And he's let you know you don't get in because his sin in heaven's a perfect place. And my perfect holy son I sent and slaughtered him for you because I want you in my family. So this is what I did. He ain't going to give up on you. He didn't give up on Abraham and Sarah. There was nothing special about them. There was nothing special about Paul. There was nothing special about John, Peter. All these giants in the Bible were a mess. That's why he come. Because we can't clean ourselves up. Can't, never will. But he can in a moment. The moment that you submit to him, at that moment, the greatest miracle of all time, nothing compares happens. You just went from a saint to a saint. That's what some of us are. We saints, but we still sinners. Listen. We sin because we're sinners. We're born into it. Nobody had to teach us how to sin. We know how to sin. We disguise it pretty well, especially on Sunday mornings. But you are a mess. Saul of Tarshish looked pristine. A Pharisee of Pharisees, memorized the scripture, gave his tithe, fasted day and night, and was a heathen. The Lord come and rescued him, didn't he? While the Christians prayed, kill him and take him out. And you know they did. He said, no, I'm going to kill my son, God said. My perfect, holy, precious son. That's who I'm going to kill. I'm going to kill him, Jesus Christ, so you'll get in. And we do when we submit. At that moment, sinner, become a saint. You can stand before the Father. Holy Chad. Pure James. Righteous Mom. I don't know about you, but that gives me some God moments up in here. I'm going to tell you a little secret. We all get impatient. I just read the story. You can go back and read it again. It's probably a good thing we had a little break in between 15 and 16, and you got to hear Brother Kyle last Sunday. Because going from 15 to 16, you would be saying, what? I mean, it's a chapter. If I was God, I wouldn't put it in there. If I was God, there's a lot of things in that Bible I wouldn't put in there, because I don't understand it, as Vicki said. But he said, my ways are higher. You're not supposed to understand. That's where faith comes in. My ways are so much bigger. So to Abraham, he's wanting him to know, I know you're yearning for this male child. I know that. I've always known that. He's coming, but it's so much bigger, Abraham. It's so much bigger, Sarah. So much bigger than this baby that is going to come through Sarah's womb. Not the handmaid, but through Sarah's. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than you, Abraham. It's bigger than Sarah. It's bigger than all of us. Once we recognize that and we submit, I want to tell you something. You get past your bad self. We get so offended today. You can't get offended when you've submitting and you've given it all to Him. I'm talking all the chips, not Sunday chip and Wednesday chip. Okay, you've got my eternity. I want you to have my present, because I know you've done taken my past. I want you to have my future. I want to trust you, Lord. Help me to do so. And that's what we got to learn, Christian. I don't care if you've been walking with Him for 70-some years. You still need Him today as much as you did 75 years ago before you ever believed.
That's right.
Help me to believe. That's why Paul ran to the altar. And he said, God, I just want to know you better. And I'm like, better? You look like Jesus. I mean, people can literally follow you and they're going to be following Jesus. But he ran to the altar and didn't pray, take my pain away. He said, Lord, I want to know you, and I know to know you as I need to know you. I need to suffer. He prayed for suffering. Let me hurt like Joey hurt Thursday night. To where he really called on you like he ain't ever called. Let me hurt like that. I want to realize my desperate need for you. He prayed, bring suffering to me. And the Lord did. To be honest with you, this time Paul was like, whoa, what have I asked for? He was like, Lord, please remove this from me. Please remove this. Well, what did the Lord say? Y'all ever read your Bible? He said, my grace is sufficient. He said, it ain't nothing like grace. Grace is here for you. You know why it's here for you? Because you go show it like you did to your pastor and his wife. Like my wife showing to this beautiful soul right here. He's giving you that grace because you're supposed to pass it on, ain't it, God? Amen. Well, what is that thing that's in your bulletin? We are connecting with God right here, right now. We ain't only connecting to God, we're connecting with others. Lord has done glued you back into His arms today. And He's using my wife's arms to let you know, honey, I ain't never let you go. I've been right here waiting for this moment, for this time to show you. But it's even bigger than that. Not just to connect with others, but to connect others. Yeah, that's what's happened in this story. They got smarter, and God in His grace, and in His mercy, your plan is bigger and better. He steps back. Wait for this day today. Through every bit of this that I just read, it's just a few verses, but there's a whole lot happening there. There's supposed to be harmony and peace. There is joy in our house. As crazy as the house is. I mean, this morning I literally went outside and tried to get some peace. Look, I'm here on Sundays normally about 7:30. You know why? Because it's peaceful. It's hard for me to find peace. So I come here on Sunday morning about 7:30 just to get along, to hear that still small voice. Well, that will happen this morning, and I realize what she deals with every Sunday morning. And I want to tell you a little secret. It ain't peace. but it's joy. There is joy in that noise. So I go outside just so I can just pray like I do normally on Sunday morning. Here they come. I know my neighbors. I can guarantee you they woke your daddy up. He's probably sitting there. Can you do something with them boys? It's a joyful noise. Yeah, it's loud in our home, but there's a lot of laughter goes on in our home. There ain't nobody laughing in Abraham's home right now. It's a mess. They're not connected, Kyle. They are now disconnected. Honey, this goes on not for a year. No, this goes on in this home for another 14, 15 years. Chaos and the noise that's coming from Abraham's home is not joy. The child that is in Hagar's womb is the birth of Islam. The Arab nation comes through their wonderful plan B. We're getting ready to hit the anniversary. 9/11 is what, Wednesday? I ain't even thought about that. It's been how long ago? 18 years. Has it been 18 years? Somebody, does that not seem like that's just a couple years ago? That is part of plan B. See how good that plan was? Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Abraham. That literally brought 9/11 and the chaos that goes on in Israel every day. Because you think your sin doesn't have consequences. But in the midst of this plan, even after the pregnancy, even after all they had to do is what we're getting ready to do. Submit and surrender and confess. Well, our plan B was a mess, which he knows. But he's waiting on you. You are the only one that can stop the amazing hand of God. Can't Satan, can't all of his demons combine, can't nobody stop the amazing hand of God, but you can, and some of you will today. And I pray to God you won't. I pray to God that you will submit. Now before I hush, believe it or not, I'm getting ready to. I got a page full of notes. My mouth's dry, and I know y'all were so thankful about that. I can't even spit on it, Carol. Normally when I get around here, Carol starts getting an umbrella out. She knows this preacher rains it. All right, stay with me here. If you're with me, say amen. Amen. Listen to me that this is important. Hagar, which come out of Egypt with Abraham and Sarah, you got to have feelings for her. She didn't ask for this, but now she's carrying a child. It gets chaotic just like it does in your household. And guess what she does? Same thing me and you do. She's running from God. Running from God. Where's she going? In the desert. What's going to happen to her and this baby that is in this womb? They're going to die. They're going to starve to death and rot in the desert. Who comes after her? It ain't Abraham. Who comes after her? It ain't Sarah. Jesus Christ. The second person of the Trinity. Who has been and will be, always will be. The one that created all things. Nothing was created but by Him. For Him and to Him. That is Jesus that has shown up, runs to the desert and says, honey, where did you come from? Did God not know? He knew. He asked another important question. He said, where are you going? Where are you going? What he's asking you is, honey, where are you going? What he's telling you, my ways are higher. My ways are bigger. You can't pray as big as what I have in store for you. Now listen. Listen. He knows your life is jacked up. He knows some of you. We heard PDJs And I ain't heard that man in years. Like a bow and arrow. But when you pulling that bow back and you're stretching it out, some of us been stretched out. Some of us has been pulled and we've been told we were raised in a home where we didn't know the love of Christ. We never saw that or experienced what happens in church when He's in the middle of it. That we've been pulled back so far that we think we're getting ready to break. But He's saying, honey, you think you can pray for what you need? This is what you're going to get. What happens when He releases that bow? It goes a long way. Now He's going to take you to places and you're going to see things, and He is going to use you in ways you can't fathom. It's going to affect souls for eternity. But you got to let it. You got to let it. Anybody ready to come and pray? Before we do, I'm going to remind you who you're coming to chat with. The one whose arms are outstretched. He wants you to know that He's sorry. We're in a Genesis 3 world. And it is broken, and it is busted, and there is sickness, and there is death, and there is pain that goes beyond, and you've experienced a lot of it. And many of us still think we're going to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, and we're going to conquer this thing. No. It's going to crush you, and you were never intended to carry that load. The big picture is what we don't like. You're going to have to let go of your story. Because your story reads, if only my dad would have. If only my mom could have. If only. That is the message of the world today. We own nothing. You've got to drop that story to tap into His story. To see what He's going to do. You're going to have to let go of that. Because it's bitterness. And we're literally shaking our fist at Him. Just like Sarah was. You're the one that can't conceive because you. Abraham, we're going to do this because God won't allow me to have this. Are you with me? God's wanting to break through to you today. And He wants you to know ain't nobody hurt you worse than you hurt yourself. Ain't nobody ever deceived you as much as you have deceived yourself. Nobody, everybody combined does not compare to what you've done to yourself because of your plan B, not His plan A. He's saying, come on back. Because I promise you, as a pastor, as a minister that brings you God's holy word on His authority, don't nobody love you like Him. No one can. He ain't ever stopped, and He ain't ever going to. Today is the day that you're going to submit. And you're going to surrender. And you're going to let Him. You're going to let Him. Would you please stand? Bow your head.